Hello and welcome to See If It Sticks. It's like rain on your wedding day. It's like a free ride when you're already there, and it's a death row pardon 2 minutes too late.
No, it's good advice.
But it's ironic though. But it's none of those things actually. We take your first world problems and we solve them. I just didn't have anything witty to say.
Are ironic though. That's what I've always found with that song.
Like some of it's ironic.
That's not ironic.
Rain
That's
on
just
your wedding
unfortunate.
days. No,
That's
that's
unfortunate.
just bad luck.
It's like a free ride when you're already there.
And when the plane crashed down, you thought
That's just unfortunate as well.
That's sod's law, isn't it?
That's Sod's Law. So basically, what you say it's a little bit like Sod's Law, don't you think?
Yeah.
shit
Like
happens.
a little Sod's Law.
It's not as catchy a title though, is it?
Isn't it a little sod's law?
Yeah.
What a shit. That's what the song should be called.
Yeah.
What a shit.
Shit happens.
No. Well, like I say, this is the podcast where we take your first world problems and we solve them for you in our special and unique manner.
Unique.
Unique New
New
York.
York. The Human
I'm
Torch
Ross.
was tonight.
I'm Dan.
And I'm Dom.
Hello.
Hello.
We're all back.
We are.
Oh, we are
We
all
are
back.
returned.
I had a
I'm not a broom.
I had a meeting last week with
Yes, I
the
heard.
boss.
I heard the leaked
Yeah.
footage.
Yes.
Yes, the minutes were made available. But we have negotiated some terms now, which mean that you guys can come back on air very briefly, I believe.
In a non-paying role,
Yes.
which is totally different to before when we were not being paid as well.
Yeah, you're being paid. You're giving money to the podcast now, to be honest.
How am I making the money to give the money to the podcast? This is my only job.
I don't know. Take out some credit, maybe.
Oh, really? Run up some massive debt.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later, Ross.
Okay. Seems a bit ironic to me.
Isn't it ironic?
I really do think.
Yeah. Do we have any correspondence?
We do. I am just going to point out initially that I am feeling a little bit dicky. So if I vomit or
Do it into that pint glass.
I poop myself, you have been forewarned. You may be.
You're gonna run away holding your butt
You
cheek.
may be seeing a man void his bowels today. If you are watching,
Pay-per-view only here on
if you're-
Facebook.
If you are watching the live stream, if you are listening to this on Thursday when the episode is released, you may be listening to a man vomit the last 2 days of his life out,
There you go.
and possibly a lung.
And if I seem a little bit weird today, it's because I've been having a few personal problems over the last week or so.
I got
Poop-related.
up at half
Also
4.
poop
so-
related.
Yeah.
Also poop related.
I got up at 4:30. No, that was also poop related.
This is going to be a fun one.
No, we were all right.
We do have some correspondence. We
Yeah.
do indeed have some correspondence. We are going to start, as a matter of fact, with Window to the Soul.
Window to the soul.
I felt like that went right through my soul when you did that.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
That was the intended.
That is how I'm feeling actually at the moment. Like
Yeah.
someone is messing around with my soul. Soul's in your stomach, right?
Yep.
It's in there somewhere. It's inside.
If you
That's
had-
what I always find, and I think a lot of emotions come from the gut.
If you had to put if the soul existed, which it doesn't, but you had to put your finger on
Lovely.
where exactly it was in your body, where would you say?
My left earlobe.
Right.
Right in the butterflies.
About there.
Oh, don't touch there. That's just
Oh.
that's the old.
Dan has a weird thing about
Sternum
his
thing.
sternum.
Oh, I do not like it. You're making me actually feel slightly more sick.
Oh, sorry. Don't. We don't need him thrown up.
Oh my god, I'm gonna be
I'm sorry.
clutching my chest.
Speaking of which, I went for a meal the other day in one of these fucking places that seems to think it's cool, right? You know, like a Shoreditch inspired restaurant of some kind. All the cutlery was wooden.
Wooden cutlery.
I'm going to show you a picture.
Mouth splinters.
I wish I'd thought we were going to talk about this
Is
beforehand.
this just what you call chopsticks, wooden cutlery?
Yeah, that's some sort of wooden type cutlery. And everything had spaghetti in it. Ross, you're eating
You're a
Chinese, you're in a Chinese restaurant.
Can I
That's
have
weird,
it?
isn't it? It's like a posh fish and chip fork.
That's odd.
Yes. I did ask. I had to request a proper knife and
Did
fork.
they work? The wooden ones?
I didn't try them.
Oh.
Why would I have tried them? I've been vomiting everywhere.
What am I, some sort of woodpecker?
Yeah.
The woodpecker? No,
But the thing
woodpeckers
is,
don't eat wood, do they? Beaver.
The woodpeckers just whack wood till they find the juicy grubs inside.
Yeah, but beavers chew the wood, don't they?
Beavers do chew wood. in more ways than one. Think
Yes.
about there we go.
Ooh.
There we go.
Took
That
me a
was
minute.
creeper.
Yeah.
So you were the heathen that requested a regular people knife and
Yeah.
fork.
Did they
had
did
them.
they look upon you with derision and shame?
A little bit.
Did they come through the
I don't think I
restaurant
was the
and
first
go,
person.
"Here's your metal cutlery, sir"? Freak.
No, they were okay. I imagine that quite a lot of the elderly probably go and go, "What the fuck is this nonsense?" And then get themselves some proper cutlery.
Well, no, they're probably used to it. Didn't probably old people used to eat with wooden utensils.
I imagine over the war because they were trying to get all the
Had to-
metal possible,
possibly had to fashion them themselves,
whittle them from a tree stump.
and also carry the wood to make the cutlery back because before the invention of the wheel.
The wheel.
Wheel.
Maybe we're going a little bit too far. Are your grandparents not
300
3
years old.
million years old?
Yes, my grandfather is Fred Flintstone.
Yabba
My grandma-
dabba dabba.
He had a wheel.
He had a car
He did.
of sorts.
By the way, I'm just going to point out that I do know that Fred Flintstone's catchphrase was yabba dabba do.
We know that. don't
Yeah, we
Yeah.
know that.
Everybody knows that.
But I've always said yabba dabba dabba, and the reason I've always said yabba dabba dabba is remember the Flintstones movie with John Goodman,
Yes.
which I know has been pretty much critically panned, but I quite enjoyed it as a kid.
Right.
When
The only
Fred,
time I've ever properly seen it was on a ferry to France.
right, okay.
Sorry, go on.
Well, you know when Fred sort of gets arrested and fired from his job for embezzlement because he gets framed by that guy from
With a rock ton surname.
yeah. What's that guy from? The Thingy Peaks,
Twin
not-
Peaks.
Twin Peaks.
What's his
name?
bollocks? Oh,
What's
he's
his
in
bollocks?
Desperate Housewives
Yes,
as well.
yeah.
I'm not Carl from Desperate Housewives.
No, and he's in June. He played Paul Atreides in June.
Something McLaughlin.
Clive? No.
I can't remember his name. But when Fred gets shamed and they're doing a reconstruction on the TV, it's like a really bad reconstruction. And when he's elated on the television, the bad Fred Flintstone goes yabba dabba dabba, and they're all like, "That's
Kyle
not even what he says."
MacLachlan.
Was that Kyle MacLachlan?
So listen.
I was
So
so
I was saying,
close.
I said Clive.
I was so close.
Yeah.
See, now I generally rate a film. If it's got John Goodman in it, it's going to be amazing. That was the only film that didn't really fulfill that for me. John Goodman
What?
makes all films better.
But what was bad about it? Because it was basically just literally take what was on the animated television show and put it into a live.
They did
version.
really well doing that. Though. I thought they did really.
it looks really good.
I think because it cost so much money and it was just a little bit like it's a kids movie at the end of
but
the
this
day.
is like Hook. It's like Hook. I don't understand
great.
why the critics don't seem to like Hook.
Do they
Well,
not?
people don't like Hook.
No, it's really poorly rated.
Really? Because at
I
the end
love
of
Hook.
but everyone loves Hook.
Don't get it.
Rufio,
Rufio, Rufio.
What a film.
Because it was the 90s, it had to have skateboarding in it.
Of course. yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
And
Cowadinga.
it's surprising.
The punk with the heart of gold.
Yeah, it's surprising it didn't have a rap in it as well. For the 90s.
Could be the only thing which it was missing. Maybe that would have turned around its
fortunes.
critical reception.
Yeah.
It did not have a rap in it.
No.
I've got a funny feeling they had a little chant or something.
I'm
in
pretty
there.
sure the Flintstones had a rap in it. Am I just imagining that?
What, the Flintstones rap?
The Flintstones. I can imagine the Flintstones having a rap.
I don't
in it.
remember the Flintstones having a rap.
I can imagine John Goodman doing a really awkward rap dressed as Fred Flintstone.
I don't know. If
Also,
they
they missed out on the casting for that film because they should have had my dad.
instead of John Goodman.
Yeah, my dad looks like Fred Flintstone, don't you
Yeah.
think?
A little.
Well, my mum does not look like Wilma, though.
No,
She's not ginger.
no. Your dog
Could very well be Dino.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say Dino. I was going to say the giant saber-toothed cat.
Yes.
The cat which comes up to your midriff.
Yes, that's true.
I didn't mind that film. Honestly, didn't mind that
I
film.
didn't enjoy it.
I enjoyed it when I was a child.
Well,
I haven't
Ross-
watched it since.
That's because your soul is in your ear.
Whereas mine is in my sternum, which I won't point to.
Please, thank you. Plank you, yes, plank.
Thank you very much.
This is I'm writing the new live-action Snorks film. Plank you.
Fucking Snorks, man. This is really 90s, 80s, 90s centric
Really
already.
is, yeah. Weirdly, liked the Snorks, did not like the Smurfs. Smurfs annoyed me. Didn't mind the Snorks.
You don't
Basically
like
the same
communism.
thing. Basically the same thing.
Well, because the Smurfs are an allegory for communism, aren't they?
Are they?
Yeah.
What does Gargamel represent then?
Capitalism, because he's greedy
Right.
and wants to boil down the Smurfs and sell their the potion.
Smurfberries.
Okay.
He wants the Smurf berries because he wants to sell them for their healing properties.
Right. Just to
He's
say,
big farmer, Dan. Gargamel's big farmer.
Yeah. Oh, well, that makes a bit more sense now. Just to quickly check, just to pull the curtain back on this podcast a second. Is it a problem that my voice is coming up quite loudly on my laptop there, and yours doesn't appear to be coming up at all? Though?
It was doing that when we
yeah.
recorded. There's
Oh,
something
right,
to do
okay.
with the sound card. When I edit them, every now and again I have to ramp me and Dom right up.
Right. Okay.
And I imagine this will be one of those occasions.
But we're going up and down in the,
We are
all
on
the
the left,
equalizers.
Yes, I can see
Okay.
you are.
And we're
registering.
about as equal as you are, but for some reason on the waveform, I don't
Yeah.
know why it does that.
Very weird.
Something weird
Yeah.
on the Zoom.
That is very pulley back of the curtain-y.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also pulling back the curtain a little bit. How the fuck did we get where we are? Because we said window to the soul, didn't say anything about what he'd sent in, and then we ended up talking about the Flintstones.
Because he said yabba dabba dabba.
Is that what it
I
was?
can't remember why you said yabba dabba dabba.
I can't remember why I said let's.
You
I
introduced
said
window to
something.
the soul, and that was it. And then nothing
And I
happened.
said something. We were talking about that.
Yes.
Soul. The soul.
You were talking about
Yeah.
soul. You said that you felt it in your soul, and I asked you where you thought maybe your soul would be. I would
Yeah.
say it's in your brain. I think it's in my head. The soul.
And then we were talking about wooden cutlery, and then
Yeah.
something else happened.
I wanted to ask a
Wooden
question
cutlery,
about.
That's how we got back to the Flintstones.
Yeah.
I want to
Wooden
ask about wooden cutlery actually,
Go on.
because you said grandparents, they're 3
Yeah.
million. I was okay. Now we've gone full circle. How do you get wooden cutlery sharp?
You don't.
I don't know. That
Serrated.
knife looked like it was quite sharp, but I guess it's a fish and chip shop. So what do you need to cut?
Oh, was it a fish and
You're not
chip
cutting
shop?
steak, so
Oh right. Okay.
You went to a fish and chip shop and you asked for metal cutlery.
yeah.
Well, that's the only place you expect wooden cutlery in a fish and chip shop.
Not
Oh
that kind.
Ross.
Maybe one of those little two-pronged forks. Or
Well, you're okay
something.
with that, but you're not okay. That
No,
is
I'm
just-
not okay with that.
That is a
but-
wooden fork.
No, I wouldn't use that. Throw that away.
4 tines and 4 tines only for me.
Yeah, I asked for a knife and fork, and I got one.
Wow.
Well, anyway, window to the soul.
Yes.
Yeah. What's he saying?
Let's keep on.
Windows to the Soul. He sent in a little image, and the comment is maybe an okay one, but could get annoying.
I can
I
imagine
would
it
say-
very annoying.
I would say could is extremely weak way to sort of assess the amount of annoyance that this would.
Just the head thing on its own, without anything
Yeah.
stuck to it, it's pretty fucking annoying.
Just to explain to the people listening at home, what it appears to be is someone's put a jock strap on their head.
Well, it's like a wrestling.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It
It's
does
like
look
a wrestling
thing.
sort
It's
of
Velcro,
thing
isn't
you
it?
Yeah, so basically a jock strap.
wear. Yeah.
And he's wearing it on his head, and it seems to have Velcro on it, which this person who's made this sort of infographic has attached the opposite Velcro to the backs of remote controls, so that you constantly have the remote controls strapped to your head.
Some sort of
I just
crown.
don't get why you would ever want that in your life. I've
Well-
seen the ones that hang over the arm of the chair. My nan's got one. It's a little dog that hangs over the arm of the chair. and
Yeah,
she's got
we used
the
to
little
have one of
things in it.
those. Yeah,
That's useful,
that's not a bad idea.
and it's quite cute to have a
This
dog on the arm
though,
of the chair.
I mean, first of all, just going to go through the problems with this. First of all, my remote controls are the kind of the 21st century remote controls.
Long
They're
and
long,
skinny, yeah.
long and skinny. That's going to go over your eyes.
I mean, that remote control in the middle there, the grey one, I believe is a Sony controller or like an Akai like stereo hi-fi
from
controller
a Trinitron or something.
from 1991.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay.
mean,
well, I can see what.
From before CDs were around.
Right. So basically, this
Play
is
with 8-track tapes.
someone's inventing this for the people of the past.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah. No. Okay. I understand that. You are right. Yeah. So first of all, I think if you have too many remote controls, it's going to cover up your eyes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Second of all, you just look stupid.
You could stick it to your chin, I guess.
Make a beard of remotes.
The thing is, though, like with Velcro, the problem is with Velcro is that even though you put it on something like the when you get to the edge of the Velcro, it's always got those little, like, it's like having a a sort of a bristly beard sticking out, isn't it? Like the bristles go over the side, and I've just got a good feeling that's going to scratch your face up.
Yeah. Imagine if you miss. Chafe.
Yeah.
Also, you got to remember, like, these days, you have less remotes.
Yeah.
Because you can use one remote for various different devices.
All
Yes.
for one. That was a thing, wasn't it?
AnyNet, isn't it called?
On Samsung devices,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got AnyNet.
On
AnyNet Plus.
Sony, it's like something called Violink or something like that.
Yeah, it is Violink.
So I've got a little thing that plugs into my TV, and it's like a little square boxing that came with my television, and you attach it to the back of the TV, and it sort of like it like repeats the infrared thing.
Yeah.
So then I
So
put
if you've got
that.
stuff in the cupboard or whatever, you can use that. You can use it.
Yeah, so I stick that in front of my Blu-ray player and then I can control the Blu-ray player.
In the
that
comments,
sort of
Nick Field says, "I'm glad someone else remembers the snorks."
Come along with the snorks.
Was it like...
Sing along with the snorks.
Oh, broadcast interrupted, it says.
Oh, it does, doesn't it?
Nope, now it's come back.
Yeah.
We're back. Don't worry.
We're
Don't
back.
panic. We're back.
Yeah, I think we should go and pay Nick Field a visit at some point. Just saying, Nick, he's got a radio show. We should go down.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We promise
definitely.
we won't say fuck or bugger.
No,
Well, I won't.
I won't.
What would we be like on the radio though if we can't say? Basically, you're removing half of the fucking words from our podcast. Like we would have to focus entirely on shit-related problems, but call it poop-related problems.
Poop. Yes.
Yeah. Just like the one I've got today.
Yes. He had poopy problems.
And talking about problems...
Talking about problems, we've just got one more from Steve Wynn.
Oh, let me get rid of
Oh,
the
really?
remote head. There we go.
Yeah,
Oh,
get rid-
sorry, I didn't realise.
So it's only one more. It's only a very quick one. You'll be glad to know that someone attended Preston Park, which is in Steve Wynn's area, neck of the woods, recently.
Oh, okay. What paragon of virtue
Well,
was this?
it's clearly going to be part of a new BBC show as Angela Rippon came.
Rippon! Oh, God, that's hurt my voice. Rippon, you bitch. Striking me from beyond the grave again.
All of our electrical equipment shits itself when you do that.
Yeah, sorry.
See, all the fucking like warning lights come on. And,
And that answers an earlier question as well. So, where is your soul?
Rippon's case, it's in a varying different Horcruxes spread across the UK.
Buried in various locations.
One of which is buried in the deepest basement of Television Centre.
She's left one piece of her soul in every piece of television she's done over the 10 decades that she's been on a broadcaster.
Has TV been around for 10 decades?
Every form of medium
She was on the first ever broadcast.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things. She's like a vampire. Like
She was born from the white noise of the first ever broadcast.
Yeah, she was in. She's in cosmic background radiation.
Yeah.
She comes from the origins of the universe.
She is the atavistic cry of the first ever electrical whine.
She was the elderly lady that left the hob on, which caused the Big Bang.
Rippon was the noise that the Big Bang made when it launched the universe into life. In that fraction of a millisecond of
Really quickly. Ribbon!
When the Hindenburg burst into flame, Rippon was there.
She was in the bushes.
You could hear it on the wind.
Yeah. When the Nazis rose to power, Rippon was there.
As the Mary Rose began to go down, the fleet, panicking and trying to flee the ship, heard the winds blow.
I can imagine us in court now. It's all read back to us. So you said Rippon was responsible for the Nazis, the Titanic, and the Hindenburg. Diamond Jack Palmer has been in touch.
Here he comes over the rise. It's Diamond Jack Palmer. Are the ladies in the town look out for his ride? And he comes down into the town and he goes, all right, beds.
I think he's a week behind, or 2 weeks behind. Imagine being vegan and having hay fever. Spend all your time sticking up for the plants for them to fuck you over in the end.
Ooh.
That's ironic.
Isn't it
Isn't it
ironic?
ironic?
Don't you-
It's like having hay fever when you are a vegan.
That's Sod's law. I mean, ironic. He also says the Mary Rose didn't sink, and he's quite right. It didn't sink. Did one of you say it sank?
Yeah.
Dan,
Oh, it didn't sink.
are you talking about the Mary Celeste? Oh no, Mary Rose came into port with no one on board.
Yeah, Mary Rose was empty, wasn't it?
You're thinking about the Mary Celeste that it was Henry VIII's
No,
sort
I'm
of
talking
treasure
about the
ship.
goddamn Mary Rose because I remember seeing the videos when I was at school of them pulling bits of it out of the water, and now they're on show in Portsmouth where it has to constantly be sprayed with chemicals to keep it from rotting.
Yeah, I've
that's
seen
what
that.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, wasn't the Mary Rose the one? Or was it the Mary
Nah,
Celeste
The Mary
that
Celeste is the one that came
came
in.
into port with no one on board?
Yeah.
The
Don't,
Ma-
Getting
don't
confused.
challenge my knowledge on the
Well, that
Mary
was
Rose.
Diamond Jack Palmer. Diamond Jack Palmer challenged you, Dan.
I think you're gonna have to meet him at high noon.
He's challenged me to a duel, old-fashioned duel.
He demands. He demands satisfaction.
He shall meet you at just past noon outside the watering hole.
I'm sure the Mary Rose sank.
Yeah. What was the Mary Rose? Was it like a tea one? Or was
It was
one of the-
Henry VIII, wasn't
I
it?
would think it was his treasure ship,
Yeah.
Oh.
part of the exchequer of the time.
Someone needs to look this up.
I went to see the Mary Rose. I went to Portsmouth when I was a kid.
And it's all in bits. Or they
Well,
put it back together.
it's sort of a. I mean, they've got a lot of the bits of it, but it's in like it's in this like big like warehouse thing.
Yeah, I've
where
seen
it kind of it sprays it with all sorts of like chemicals or whatever. I think it actually just has to be kept moist.
Kit needs to be kept moist.
Diamonds.
She sank in the Solent, the straits north of the Isle of Wight. The wreck of the Mary Rose, which we discovered in 1971, is a Carrack-type warship of the English Tudor Navy
That's a
of
warship.
I thought
Henry VIII.
because I'm pretty sure they refloated a load of it in like the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
And pulled it out.
The
Jets.
raising of they raised it in 1982, actually. The excavation,
strong Tudor knowledge.
the
Yeah.
excavation and raising of the Mary Rose was a milestone in the field of maritime archaeology. There we go.
Jack said he googled it and he stands corrected. He said that just before we corrected him, and then he said, "Sorry, bro, I bow to your nautical knowledge." As you
That's
should.
okay.
We all
We're
bow
still
to
gonna
the-
duel though, boy.
High noon tomorrow. It's high noon.
I'll bring my dueling glove.
Had to man satisfaction. Oh dear.
So where were we? It's
I think it's got to be problem time, right?
Yeah.
gotta be problem time. It's gotta be problem time.
Yes, it's true.
Do you have it?
Yes.
He has the problem.
When man first murdered man, the name whispered on the wind was Ripper. Right. This week's problem is one we've unearthed from the archives.
Yes,
It's
thought
been-
lost.
We-
Much
we-
like
we-
the Mary Rose.
You know when you pull your drawer out and there's like some paper stuck down the back of it that you haven't seen in years?
And you realise it's like
This
an
is-
old paycheck you haven't cashed or something like
That's
that.
it. Yeah, this was where this came from. It's down the back of the drawer.
But according to the screenshot, if we go by that, we only received it 13 minutes ago.
Yes. This is from our good friend and occasional participatrix of the show. Oh,
Regularly
participatrix.
requested participant.
Yes. Very popular.
Participatrix.
Very-
Participatrix.
Participatrix.
Very popular participatrix.
Yes. Lauren Bramley,
Yes.
Auntie Bram,
Auntie Brown.
Auntie Bram's Grand Slam.
one of the best ever downloaded parts of our show.
Yes.
The problem is, I don't even think she's got this job anymore, by the way. I think she's in a different job now. I'm
I think
currently
she still deals with the same problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm currently indulging in a spot of filing at work, and it's become increasingly obvious that some people can't operate a hole punch. I have bits of paper hanging out all over the place where someone has punched off centre, and it's frankly unacceptable. Help! Because it's got like 5 exclamation marks.
That's less than the hole puncher's ability and more the person not giving a fuck, isn't it?
Well, yes. And I believe Dan messaged back with, where's that from? It's from some film. Some guys
What did he
gone
say?
cross-eyed. Some guys gone
Steve
cross-eyed.
Buscemi, isn't it?
Steve Buscemi all cross-eyed going, looks fine to me.
Fuck. That is from something, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's definitely from something.
It's from something. That's got to be from somewhere.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
We've gone too bogged down in these
sort of thing, isn't there? If you get an advanced hole punch, you've got that little arm and the little rest, so you can rest your papers in.
That's
advanced hole punching.
Like a standard hole punch.
It's like some sort of really shit university. Advanced hole punching.
A standard hole punch doesn't have that, and the really budget ones don't actually have anything to even capture the little holes either.
Well, you know, my dad taught me the thing when I was a kid that what you need to do is you get the piece of paper, because the hole punch has got a little line.
Centre marker.
The centre marker.
Yeah.
So what you do is you get a piece of paper and you fold it in
put a little
half,
nick in it.
And you put a little nick on it. But then what you do, here's the secret to it, is you place that piece of paper over the top of your piece of paper you want to be punched.
Oh.
Line them up. Then put it into the hole punch both of them, and then you can reuse the slightly folded piece of paper to align all of the further sheets.
Fuck. Mind blown. Well,
Life
okay,
hacks.
well, let's see if it sticks for this week.
Hashtag life hacks.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is fucking good.
Yeah,
I've never. I just usually hope I've got one that has a little pull out.
Yeah, the little arm.
Yeah, little arm. Oh, is that the advanced?
That's the advanced hole punch.
Oh,
Yes.
I was thinking
That's
of
hole punch Mark II.
That's it.
hole punch 101.
Hole punch pro.
Hole punch pro.
Yeah.
Hole punch S.
But sometimes that moves, Dom. I mean, sometimes that does.
So I find that they are very. They are.
If it's
they
an
are
overused
always-
hole punch, it's very slack.
At my previous place of work, in a retail establishment, I had a hole punch that was A4 sized, so you could put it in, and it would just do an A4 piece of paper dead on,
Yeah.
because it would fit in between two little guides.
Right.
Okay.
Perfect.
Every time.
Every
Did it do
time.
4 hole? Did it do the
It
4
did 4
holes?
holes, yeah.
Like a proper binder.
Yeah.
Binder pro.
It was Binder Pro. It was
Yeah.
Binder Hole Punch Pro.
Yeah.
That was bought by someone
Who didn't have to pay for it out of their own money.
Who loves a bit of filing.
And it was also bought by someone who didn't have to pay for it.
Exceptionally organised.
But we are, when those sort of things aren't available, that's what we're trying to solve, I suppose.
Is there a machine? There must be a machine that hole punches. So you put loads of papers in it and it just.
Well, if you have a,
Do you know what? I don't think I've ever seen that.
if you
No, I
get a
don't think
posh
I've seen it.
printer, some printers
Don't. Fuck off, Dan.
will staple and hole punch.
They'll collate, won't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I didn't even know they could staple
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They do
and
all
hole
that.
punch. Did you want to do it here? Did
I
hole
think
punch
you
a
can
staple?
do it. Yeah, you have to put
Fuck.
the unit onto
It can be pretty awkward, though. I've tried doing that before somewhere, and sometimes it doesn't work very well.
Really.
Can come out a bit mangled at the corners.
I think that to swoop in on Dom's probably potential idea in a minute, lasers that would detect the edge of the page. You just hold it underneath the laser, which is on the ceiling at all times. Hold a bit of paper, and it would go zzz, just burn the holes.
Problem is, you'd have burnt holes. You would have
Yeah.
charred
Yeah.
edges.
And then how are you going to stop the flame from spreading across your important...
You also have a big fire extinguisher.
Right.
Every time you do it.
Okay, so we're shooting the lasers and then... So
then putting fire
laser and then fire suppression.
Okay, that's fine by me.
I understand. It sounds a bit silly, man.
If you did that in a vacuum, if you put the pieces of paper... Because then you could put the whole stack of paper into... And it sucked all the air out. And then you lasered down. Mind you...
Wouldn't the paper pull apart?
It would still... Well, it would... I don't know. I suppose it would actually use the oxygen from in the paper to still char it, wouldn't it? It wouldn't...
It would still char it,
Yeah. It just wouldn't catch.
Yeah.
Nick Fielder said that we can come along and see him anytime.
Amazing.
Probably
Oh.
the worst decision you've ever made, my friend.
See you
Excellent.
next week.
Way to lose your radio show, buddy.
See you next week. Taking the laser guided
Oh.
thing going there.
Taking it off of the penis.
Yes, taking off the penis, and mapping out the paper with lasers.
That should just be the the catchphrase of this show. Taking it off of the penis.
Coming away from the penis for a moment.
You could have some sort of machine that does that, for like an entire stack of actually, paper should just come hole punched already.
But sometimes you don't want hole punched. Though, do
Yeah,
you?
but for the stuff you want hole punched, you could have 2 separate reams of paper.
And also,
Okay.
probably like 99% of the population, even though there's diagrams and instructions, I still don't really know what way out the paper comes out the printer once I put it in.
Really?
That is very true.
For those of you watching, there isn't a wild dog that's come in.
Oh,
You
yeah.
see her on camera.
The wolf is here.
Yeah. The local wolf that patrols round. She's woken up.
She has,
I thought
yeah.
she'd sleep through the
I
entire
thought
thing.
she was going to sleep through the whole thing as well.
Drugged her.
Yeah.
Mm?
It was the McDonald's chips. They send me to sleep.
Yeah. She only had
Hello,
one
girl.
chip.
Hello, girl.
Look at those fine canines. They'd be good for hole punching.
She would be an amazing hole punch.
Maybe if we got trained a dog to do hole punching.
What we need to do is just smear a little bit of peanut butter exactly in the middle of pages.
She'd just be like licking it, making it all soggy.
That sounds pretty labour intensive.
Oh, it's my turn for some love. isn't
Yeah,
it?
I won't
There
fucking
we
get any
go.
love. I never get any love.
This is Ross's dog, by
Yes,
the
it's
way.
my dog, yes. I won't get any love.
I get lots of love.
Yeah.
Dom's had a lot of love today as well.
She likes me. We went out for a quick walk round the block.
Did, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
don't say that word, Dom.
Oh, she doesn't.
Don't say the W word.
Don't
The
say
WALK.
Yeah. She knows how to spell. Don't spell it either.
My auntie, her dog used to react so insanely to the W word
Yeah.
that you used to say, and even when you spell it out, he
Yeah.
would go insane. Say, I'm going to have to take the deputy for a W, because even if you said dog,
Yeah.
he would go insane. So the deputy dog for a walk.
Every now and again, you sometimes you can say, "Do you want to go for it?" She goes, "Shit." Oh,
Why do dogs like going for walks so much?
I don't
Why do you think
know.
that is?
It's all the smells, isn't it?
It's the smells, and they get to patrol what they perceive as new territory.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
It's stimulating for them, because obviously it can be a bit boring.
They're knackered when they come home, not because of the physical exercises, the mental
Right.
Yeah.
processing all those
Because
smells.
there's so many exciting different scents around.
Just like when you get like sniffer dogs, like drug sniffer dogs
Yeah.
and stuff like that, they can only do it for like a certain amount of time
Yeah.
before they get like
That's
desensitized to it. They can no longer
It's-
sense it.
They would say that for a dog, that it's the equivalent, like a good smell, having a good sniff of a tree or something, is the equivalent of us like watching a beautiful sunset. It's like visually, like amazing.
Yeah.
And they say
releases
it's
a
for
lot
them.
of serotonin.
Oh
Yeah.
man, you're gonna make me cry.
Yeah, they reckon for them, like letting them sniff something
Yeah.
is like a
Sniffing
beautiful thing.
sniffing a good patch of piss.
That's brought a whole new meaning to when you let your dog lick out the remains of your McFlurry container earlier on, because that must have just been
An
better,
olfactory fucking dream.
better than any worldly sensation.
Yeah,
What
Must
kind
be.
of McFlurry was it?
cream egg, obviously.
Of course.
It's Easter.
Oh, they are doing cream egg McFlurries.
Oh yes, they are. That's the only reason I had one. I don't
I
normally
might
have one.
get one on the way home for a bit of sugar.
Just to actually let you know, I started to feel a little bit better about 3 to 4 minutes ago, because I was sort of like thinking about food when we started talking about food, and I thought this is okay, but evidently I am hungry, so my stomach has just turned over while thinking about food, and now I feel on the brink of vomiting. So if I do run off,
That's
I've got to
fine.
vomit.
The dog's
We
going to
can-
run right with you. You know that.
That's
Please
fine.
don't
I'll be
throw up
sipping
on my
a
dog.
She almost ran into the bloody toilet when I went for a piss
I
earlier.
thought she did. Yeah.
She was just poking her head under the door. And you know the toilet here has got a slight gap under the door.
Yeah. Oh, sniffing.
Massive nose.
And yeah, dogs also play up when it's windy out. So if we do a dog training day with her, if it's windy out, like all the dogs are playing up
Yeah,
because
to be
there's so
honest,
many smells.
I play up when it's windy as well.
Yeah.
I don't like going out in the
I
wind.
feel it in my water.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. I was describing a machine.
Yes,
You were
describing
describing the
machine.
perfect machine.
What was it?
It was a hole punching machine, dog.
A hole punching machine. Sorry.
This is how we're fixing it.
Yeah.
What we need.
Oh
to,
no, I
what we
came
need
up
is
with
a
the
hole
idea.
punching machine.
I was pre-punched paper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But like I was saying, you
can
don't
get
always
that.
know what way in
You
to
can't
put.
get that.
you can get
That
a
already
pre-punch-
exists.
pre-punch paper.
Yep. And
Oh.
yeah, but I don't know what way to put it in the printer, and it ended up coming up on the right.
That is the problem. People used to do that all the time when I worked in the supermarket.
Yeah.
That you would get
Headed paper and back to front.
print a load of stuff, and then you realise that it's all hole punch backwards, and
Hello, pretty.
it's from a parallel dimension.
Yeah.
Right, so anyway, my other idea for a machine.
I enjoyed the dog hole punch, to be fair. I mean, just have
It's-
a little...
Taking your idea, mapping out a whole entire ream of paper that you've printed, and you map it out, and 2 pistons on
like
compressed
pneumatic,
air,
yeah.
just come down and punch the perfect holes, millimeter, like sort of down to the millimeter, perfectly dead center, and then it's just this box.
That's
with
that's
pistons.
open to like... You'd have to have like goggles and high-vis jackets.
Well, no,
like,
you put
health
the
and
ream
safety
in,
nightmare.
you close the top,
Right. It's very
it
safe.
locks.
An alarm sounds.
Prepare for punching. Prepare for punching.
Please stand at least 3 meters away from the unit.
And then it goes. And then all your papers is punched.
What about...
All your papers is punched. All your papers is punched, yo.
That's the tagline.
Yeah. All
What
your
about
papers is
there
punched.
being on every block a sniper, and you hold up your paper and he just shoots 2 holes through it?
Perfect.
You like, just wave your paper, and then you hold it still. Pew 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 pew. 2 perfect holes. He's a good sniper, by the way. He's one of the best.
Well,
Is he an American sniper?
there must be good hole punching machines because you can put a piece of paper into an A3 photocopier scanner, and it senses where the paper is and lines it all up. And when you scan it, it literally only gives you the A4 piece of paper that's in there.
Yep.
So there must be good hole punches. It's just that no one can afford to buy them, seemingly.
So we need to find a cheap.
Well, like you said, that one you have at your work, the full A4 sized hole punch, no one ever bought that with their own money, did they?
No.
That had to come out of like a budget of some kind because
Yeah.
nobody would spend their own money on a decent hole punch.
No.
You only ever buy shit once.
I think this is the problem, isn't it? We need better hole punch education.
Perhaps the problem isn't punching holes. Perhaps it's the reason why we have to punch holes.
Oh, what? To get rid of the binder?
Get rid of the binder.
Well, you got those nice fixed edge binders now, haven't you? That don't need the holes.
Come up with a new way.
Tear society down.
Yeah.
Just to build it back
Well,
up.
I didn't think when we started this problem we'd be reinventing the binder.
Well,
Just shows you.
I mean,
never
the
know
wor-
what you're getting
I had
into
an
with this
inkling.
podcast.
I had an
Did
inkling.
you?
Yeah.
Oh, it
Yeah.
didn't even cross my mind.
Get rid of the binder.
Can we have binder burning parties
Yes.
where we burn them all?
Yes, burn all the binders.
Set up these loads of little hot little rings in the middle.
Yeah. Because I think things are moving more towards a paperless world anyway.
I think so too.
Yeah.
However, I still appreciate a good bit of paper.
Well, who doesn't? But I think for the running of a business,
The business.
there shouldn't be all that paper that
People still need hard copies of stuff now, don't they? Like
Backups
health, health and
Upon
safety.
due diligence.
backups upon backups upon backup.
Whoa.
Pardon me.
I thought we were going to blow then.
No, I'm not going to blow. It's Dan that blows.
Yeah.
But they still need like health and safety has to be printed, doesn't it? And signed.
Yes.
That's the,
Yeah.
usually,
that
yeah.
still needs to be printed. And I had a health and safety sheet given to me, like a pack about this big. No staples, no paper clips, no hole punches. It was just paper. That was a nightmare.
They probably just shredded that straight away.
Yeah.
Hard light.
Oh, no.
Instead of paper, all documents, we can have a hard copy of it. And it's hard light. And it's just a sheet of hard light that you transcribe something from a digital storage onto
It's got to be cheap to have an iPad, right?
the hard light, and it all goes into like racks, like the Jedi Library in Star Wars.
I have got a proposition.
Go on.
Okay.
So, when you get a binder, right?
We're talking a classic binder, the ones we've already burnt.
So,
Free ring binder.
no, right. So,
3?
3 ring. Like 2 ring binder.
you bought a binder, right? You got
I would
Rings
never
are
buy,
irrelevant.
I would never buy a binder.
got a binder, right? And it's not one of those ones that pings open,
Oh,
right? Now,
with the lever.
what we've got here,
Lever
right,
arch.
is we've got a situation where we line the paper up we want to put in the binder, right, and we place it into the folder, and then as we close the folder,
it punches
a hole. It's a hard close, and it punches through, a bit like getting your ear pierced, and then leaves the bound thing there, and then when you open the binder, you can open it, and it's left the rings through it.
Lovely.
I like that. Yeah,
I like that.
punching binder.
Maybe you could have a thing that you put your binder in, which has got the hole punch thing on it. So you get your binder, which has got the appropriate rings on it, and then you loop that onto your hole puncher. Open the binder. Put your papers in there, close the binder on top of it. Your little sort of like, it'd be like about a hole punch size. Goes onto the binder in the middle.
Like a little compressor.
Yeah, right. So then you close it down. It punches it through. Also takes the rings through, because that's the other pain in the arse. Is once you've hole punched stuff, actually feeding it onto the rings.
Yeah.
And then it does it exactly like getting your ear pierced. Because when you get your ear pierced, they put a needle through,
and then pull the thing back,
and then then they put the sort of the earring into the sort of needle, don't they? And then pull it back out so that the earring goes through, just like that.
It's perfect.
Well, that's the best way to get your ear pierced. Some people use the gun, don't they, where they actually use the piercing to fire the hole through, don't they?
Yes.
But with the proper piercing, they put it in the end and pull it through, don't they?
Yeah.
I think that's an elegant,
I like it.
perfect scenario. I
would actually buy that.
I would buy that too. I think it's solved.
I think so.
Beautiful.
Let's get on to the engineers.
I think that's going to be an easy one for them. I mean, they're still trying to work on those black hole hand grenades. They keep evaporating members of staff. I think this one should be quite easy. Somebody might know the hole punched hand.
A nice pet project for an intern or something.
Yeah, that's it. He might hole punch his thumb off or something, but other than that,
better than getting tended to spaghetti like the guys on the Black Hole Project have been doing.
yes,
True. But one of the guys has found it's enhanced his sex life no end.
Yes. There was always going to be one of them that stuck their willy too close to the black hole.
That's right. Well, is that us?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's
Sweet.
me, isn't it?
It is
I
indeed.
should do the wrap up.
Will you make a name?
Do a name.
Oh, name.
I actually quite like the description on the
What, pinch punch?
first problem of the
First
month.
problem of the month. We can call it that if you want.
Yeah.
I actually think that's quite good.
Go on, mate. Make the most of that, because nobody else gets cuddles like that.
Pinch punch, first problem of the month.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it.
Let's do that.
A little bit jealous that I don't get cuddles like this.
I'll give you a cuddle like this if you want.
Thanks.
You'd have
It
to
was
come-
you I was talking about.
You'd have to come on the other side of me and pant in my face.
Yeah.
Hello, pretty lady.
Bring a dog into work and all productivity goes out the window.
Sum it up, Ross. Tom's about
Yeah.
to explode with cuteness.
So it is pinch punch, first problem of the month. I think it wants to go home. It's had enough of all these weird smells.
Ross is referring to himself
And you've-
in the manner of Gollum now.
And you've
I think it wants to go home.
I think it wants to.
you run out of chips as well, so it's not interested anymore. Get in touch. We live off your problems, we feed off them, and we need them. Stickitpod.com has a nice little form on there. It takes you 2 seconds. You can fill it in. You can send us a problem as soon as you think about it. Put us in your favourites. Send it to your friends. And,
Keep us on speed dial.
that's it. Keep us on speed dial so you can get to us straight away.
Find us on our beepers.
Everything else you need, all our social media links are on there. So just go to stickitpod.com and you can find everything. It's the one-stop shop to see if it
Or
sticks.
call 1-800-WE-SOLVE.
555.
We need that number now. I actually want
Klondike
that number.
555.
Yeah, well, that's this week. So we're back on Monday with a News That Sticks.
Mm-hmm.
And for this week, I've been Ross.
I've been Dan.
I've been Dom. Ka-chunk.